A flashback.
Rava Black, an obsessed maniac. What happens when your life in the recent years has been nothing but pure suffering? What takes someone to finally snap and do something they never thought they were capable of? This is exactly what went through Rava's head when she did what she did. Growing up, Ava never met her father, and her mother was deemed unfit to raise her, so she was put up for adoption. During her teenage years, people made fun of her for the way she looked, and being part of an unknown alien species didn't help her mental state at all. Her life was consistently being threatened. And after finding out that she was adopted, she had a mental breakdown and created a ball of energy which destroyed the entire neighborhood. A couple of years went by. She ends up impressing a god of destruction with this power, who then offered to train her. During one point in the middle of her training, she opened up a time rift and saw a version of herself living a better life. Out of jealousy and anger, she steps through the rift as a god of destruction. Ava challenges the greatest heroes of this timeline, even taking on Mavi, a fusion who possesses universal levels of power and becoming far stronger than her. Losing her composure, she cuts the rift into the Wrld zone, a dimension that lets her summon clones of herself, with Mavi scaling to all her clones in just this base form. At the end, Ava truly comes out on top once Mavi defuses, even going as far enough to take over the body of Rava, the girl she traveled to this timeline to become, and thus Rava Black was born. She believes herself to be perfect. Even the slightest mark on her face will cause her to freak out, and if it was caused by battle damage, you're dead. Rava Black can scream with the force to shake galaxies, crack time, and summon weapons, create portals to travel to other dimensions or throughout time, and absorb energy from the sun and moon, even being able to create energy beams that have the power of the Big Bang within them. But her greatest feat being able to release energy from her original dimension to be fired as a beam, naming it Aloha. This is a beam so fast that she can even risk her own life releasing it. It can even break through different dimensions and draw energy from them. The only drawback being it would transform her back into base. But we aren't done yet. The technique Ava used to take Rava's body automatically transfer every battle experience and memory Rava has. This enables Rava Black to perform the same feats as Rava, who possesses techniques ranging from taekwondo to pressure points that can temporarily paralyze opponents or even block their power. Earlier, I mentioned that she can summon clones of herself. However, if Rava Black dies, her clones will transport her body back to the Wrld Zone, where she will return even stronger than before. With this, Rava Black scales from low universal to high universal in her base form. But what about her other form? Super Saiyan Rose 2 multiplies her power level by Super Saiyan God X Super Saiyan Rose times 2. In this form, she can heal any battle wound, no matter how deep or unhealable it is. Additionally, she can summon dragons from her Wrld Zone, and if she desires, she can multiply her power level by 50 without running out of stamina. She can also create demons capable of destroying planets by simply existing on them. Furthermore, she can possess the ability to create giant energy slashes that travel at the speed of light. Blood Moon, Rava Black's final form, is fatal to use but deadly to wherever she's fighting, only being able to use 50% of this form power, or else she risks being blown up into nothingness. Her abilities are enhanced. Just by screaming, she's able to destroy a universe, create black holes with just her eyes, even being able to regenerate lost limbs, and her body can auto-dodge attacks without her thinking. However, Blood Moon drains her stamina fast, but despite all of this, her greatest attack shows who's truly on top. An attack which she calls Blood Moon. Fitting, right? She creates 2 energy balls that the size of the moon and toss them at her opponent. If it touches them, they will get their energy and stamina drained. Her greatest feat being able to run across the universe within 2 minutes. This should scale to MFTL speed, massively faster than light, but is Rava Black able to take on the god Billy known as Vanika? Victor, you can take it here. I'm gonna head out.
Vanika Roscoe, a former Shaolin warrior who was able to obtain power to strike fear within the mightiest of gods. A powerful warrior who shows incredible levels of ki control as well as an impressive weapon mastery, as she could utilize any weapon that comes into her hands even though she only wields it once. All of this power following the possession of a mortal who even makes the greatest gods such as Hades and Thanatos question if they even stand a chance. And this is all thanks to her greatest ability, the fires of war. During a confrontation with the goddess of victory Nike, Vanika charged towards her with such speed that they both traveled into the future. After crashing hundreds of years into the future with the severed head of Nike, Vanika meets one of her greatest oppositions ever, Sergeant O'Brien, who was revered as the greatest hero to ever live. O'Brien tries to confront Vanika after noticing the severed head, and Vanika decides to stand her ground. O'Brien quickly avoids Vanika's attack and then counters with one of her own. That single attack from O'Brien sends Vanika through multiple buildings, and a second attack from O'Brien sends her through multiple mountains, but then the third attack does absolutely nothing. Within just mere moments, the fires of war kicked in and allowed Vanika to adapt yet again, and now the battle is in her favor as she completely starts to dominate O'Brien in this fight. O'Brien is left confused as she has no idea how Vanika completely surpassed her and is just continuously becoming more and more powerful. So she sneaks away and pops a power capsule in her mouth, allowing her to gain more power, which takes the battle off planet. As the battle rages on and the fires of war continue to build within Vanika, she began to utilize constructs without even realizing it, spawning in weapons and other items that she uses in the fight purely on instinct, without any idea of how she does it. O'Brien charges in once again for an attack, but Vanika counters with a devastating kick. A kick that sends O'Brien crash landing on a completely different planet in a completely different galaxy, 3 galaxies away from where their fight initiated. And before O'Brien can even get off of her back, Vanika charges in and lands the most devastating gut punch, which completely destroys the planet they're standing on. That same punch shakes the entire universe and the entirety of heaven, as well as the entirety of the hells below, with hell being stated to have 7 rings which are all universal in size, and Vanika's punch shook every ring of hell, causing severe damage to each ring. which is universal in size. And now this is it, the coup de grace. Vanika charges one final attack to finally put O'Brien down for good. With this attack being so devastating that before it even connects with O'Brien's body, Vanika yet again does the impossible and somehow ends up outside of this universe and enters a completely different one, with a new opposition standing before her. Her battle instincts awaken once again. Vanika Roscoe would be high multiversal, with an argument that she could become even stronger than that, with incalculable speeds.